The nostalgia, the magic, the memories, the madness, and the theme park that Jen visited last week and will discuss today.
Find out more on Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz.
Now is the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it could?
Behold the
Disney
majesty of
breeze.
the Sistine ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't Dillo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and there's a change in your program on this January 29th.
Uh-huh.
Because Jen celebrates her birthday as of this recording on a Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, January 27th. Thus, she is another year older here on Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz. Happy birthday!
Thanks. Here I am.
You're already on this Theme Park Thursday older than you were when you visited Walt Disney World last week.
Yeah, great. It's already how everything goes so fast.
Now, we're 7.5 years apart in age, as we have said for a very long time. Me being the older brother.
Much older, yes.
I am the older brother, 7.5 years, which means 7.5 years ago, on this podcast that we've been recording for almost 8 years as of this week,
Yeah.
I was going into my 44th birthday. I don't even want to say the number.
Yeah.
Thus began a year plus or so, where we did something called the Forever 44 Fedora Club.
Yes.
7.5 years later, just for context, the Forever 44 Fedora Club, we did a series of live streams.
Yeah.
We all wore fedoras. The movies had somebody wearing a fedora, whether it was the Blues Brothers, whether it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, whether it was The Rocketeer. We did about 8 movies total. We did a couple of times. We made exceptions. But we did about eight or nine, not 6 or 7. We did about 8 or 9 Forever 44 Fedora Club live streams. I think we closed it out with maybe the Muppets Christmas Carol, and we just accepted Dickens top hats as fedoras in that case. But it was, looking back, I think at the time I was like, oh, I wish I did more with this. But actually looking back on it, I'm like, well, we did a lot. Yeah. Jen, you are now 44 years old.
Yeah.
The question is, what are we doing about this Forever 44? Forever?
Forever? The Forever 44? Yeah, well, first of all, insane. My brain does not understand how we are 7.5 years apart. And now I'm 44, but you were just 44 because we were just doing this club. What do you mean?
Literally all those live streams. And I looked back at a couple of them and I was like, this was recent. What are you talking about?
It's crazy to me. Like, that was pre-COVID?
I mean, I think technically, yeah, because 2019 I turned 45. So, I mean, I think we started them. We probably cheated a little bit and did 45.
Right. But that's crazy, too. Yeah. Like, what is time? Anyway, so I was like, well, I probably need to bring this back. We need to keep it going. So I'm here to announce that it will still go.
Oh, an announcement, everyone.
An announcement. But it will have a little twist. It will now be known as the Forever 44 Fedora Ball Club? Not a question. Fedora Ball Club.
The Fedorable Club.
This is what it's called. Because here's what I was thinking. I'll do it, but I'm going to do like my movies, which will be like mostly adorable and cutesy and chick flicky. Some not, whatever. But then I started making the list because I'm like, well, wait, I want to see how many of quote unquote my movies I can find a fedora in. Good news, I've found a bunch already. So excellent. Now, sometimes you got to really look for it. Sometimes it's more obvious. But I got a list going. So that's something. There's some planning in the works. Do I have a date for it starting? No. But the 44 Fedorable Club is coming your way.
Because it's fedorable.
There's so many. We'll have to have so many sound bites for it.
All right. Well, there it is. And it'll be interesting to see. Well, are you anticipating live streams? Because when you have done movie club in the past, because on the Patreon you did like movie club,
Yeah.
and everyone just kind of chats, you know,
Yeah.
during the and not it's not talking, it's just
Right.
in the chat together over on our Patreon at dillosdizresort.com, where we are right now recording this episode. Do you anticipate this will be similar to the Forever 44 Fedora Club, where we did the live stream?
Yeah, I feel like it has to stay the same. We don't like change here, so it probably has to be a live stream at the very least, like a pre-recording or some sorts. But yeah, I think it'll be more of that and less of the chat aspect. So we'll work it out and we'll come up with that. I had a first one in mind, and then I had a good idea for another one, and then I was like, I'm debating that one, but that one would be good for 2 reasons. One of those reasons being the fedora, but 2 reasons in that movie it would be good. But I'm debating it, so TBD. But I have some. Will there be T-shirts? I mean, I guess we'll have to do some T-shirts. There was for the Fedora Club, so we'll need an updated one, I'm sure.
I still wear my Forever 44 T-shirt when I'm on vacations, although usually it is my go to sleep shirt.
And do you want to explain why 44 was a thing for you to start the Forever 44?
The actual thing, because I see Jeffers. I mean, I feel like I have many reasons, but it says Jeffers says that Frank was pretending to be 44 for 3 years. So here's the thing: is that our grandmother on Mama Dillo's side used to say she was 43 for years. Do you not know this story? You know this.
No, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
So she would say my whole childhood she was 43. Kind of thing. So because I don't want to age, because I'm old, I was like, I'm not going past 44. That's it. Once I hit 44, it's over.
Yeah.
And honestly, 44 was a really good year. It was, we really hit the podcasting stride. Galaxy's Edge opening day. We met a lot of great people. And then I turned 45, and boom, COVID hit, and it really. Am I allowed to say that? I don't even know. So then I see it in the chat that Ryan mentioned it, so it's in my brain. Yeah. But so I was like, it almost made sense to be like, well, I should be Forever 44. Just stay 44 at this point. Why should I bother with the 45?
Yeah. But then you turn 50, and we're like, well, we have to make a big thing of this. Let's do a whole meetup around it.
I feel like for various reasons and sundries, I am more accepting of my age these days. But leaning into it. Yeah. The whole chin is gray now. I mean, I feel like I'm leaning in. I'm leaning. This is not about me. This is about the Forever 44 Fedora Club, because it's you who's turning 44.
Let's talk more about you and your age.
You have turned 44. It's happening. Great. All right.
It's really funny is that I forget. And so the kids have mentioned it in recent days, and I'm like, what? Oh, And then I was texting with a friend earlier, and they're like, so big day tomorrow. You have any plans? And literally in my head, I was like, big day tomorrow. What's what's going on tomorrow? And it like took me a second to register what they were talking about. So there's been many times in the last week where people mention something or mention Tuesday, and I'm like, what? And even I was talking to our cousin who lives 9 minutes away from me, and we were talking about meeting up for coffee potentially this week, and we were talking about last week, and I mentioned Tuesday. She's like, your birthday? And I was like,
Oh.
I don't know what day it is. Don't think about it.
Don't worry. Once like 50 comes, you'll be more accepting of your age, just like I am.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we can go on a whole, therapy session about it. I think I'm more accepting. I felt comfortable at like 42. 43, I've started feeling aging happening to me, and I don't like that. So there's been some of that. So, we'll see what 44. Sometimes I think I like the 0, the 2, the 4, the 6, like those feel more comfortable for me until I get to 50, and then I won't. And then, but whatever.
I'll tell you, 50 was okay. If we're talking about aging, 51, I feel like, and it's just life. Like, if I slow down, I'm not like that. But when things are getting crazy, I'm like, oh my God, I'm aging.
Oh yeah, yeah. What also makes us feel old real quick is these kids. These kids are getting too big and too old, and what is happening?
Yes, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't. All right, so we're here because Jen was in Walt Disney World last week. That is a true statement. Managed to get back to New York before the snowstorm that we had on Sunday. So, Jen, just to say, last week we teased that there would be one park of the 4 that you would be going to. We definitively said that it would not be Epcot because we talked at length on the previous episode about Festival of the Arts, and you would not be in attendance for that. I don't want to do any more spoilers. I think we can rule out one park entirely before you announce. Which should we even?
There's no hate on this podcast, so
I'm not hating. I'm just saying that there may have been one that is number 3, and of the 3 that are remaining, it may be the 6th park chronologically. At this time, Jen, please reveal the Walt Disney World theme park you visited last week.
I was in the Magic Kingdom last week for one day.
For one day more. I know you'll go into it a little bit of your, just go into it. Go into your reasoning behind why you picked the Magic Kingdom this time.
So the previous 2 trips with the kids, which was last July and last January, I got one of those, last January, we did it where we kind of tied it into now 9-year-old B, then 8-year-old B's, or whatever, birthday. And we had her pick a park, and then me and Mr. Dillo picked a park since our birthdays are also coming up, and we just made the excuse so that we could go to 2 parks. And so we did Studios and Epcot. In July, we got the 3-day, 1 park per day pass, but that does not include Magic Kingdom. And, that's a great deal for a ticket. But then when you go, how much is it to add on Magic Kingdom? Well, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. And I'm spending all this money. And we have the free water park and we don't need it. It's fine. But that also meant now the previous 2 trips, the kids hadn't been to Magic Kingdom. So we figured, why don't we just do a strictly Magic Kingdom trip, especially that this trip, we were in Orlando for like 2.5 days, really. So it was a very quick thing. So that was the reasoning behind it.
You were in Orlando for 2.5 days. How many episodes will your trip report be? How many Theme Park Thursday episodes?
I think everyone should place their bets. We could go 3. We could go 25. I don't know. I don't know how many it's going to turn out to be. I was trying to take some notes, remembering everything I was doing, and then making some notes about some things so I wouldn't forget certain things and whatever. I will also say, we were trying to figure out when we landed, which we'll get into another day about the rental car situation. That me and the 11-year-olds were going through and trying to figure out what number trip this was for each of them. And I'm pretty, I still have it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This was 15 for the 11-year-old.
Wow.
And I think 11 for the 9-year-old. I was like, well, okay. All right, guys, you're doing okay.
You're doing all right, everyone. You're doing just fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget to ask this this at the end of the episode. So I'm going to ask it now. Do you think this is a potential model for future trips? If this 3-day, because the 3-day, 3-park ticket is still a thing.
Yeah.
Could you see yourself going, our Magic Kingdom day will be a short trip in January, and our 3-day, 3-park trip will be in the summertime?
Yeah, I mean, I think that could make sense. I do recall 2021 them doing the 4-day 4-park pass, which would be lovely if they brought that back. I don't see that happening. And as such, the current 3-day deal that they have right now, still a good deal, but has gone up since last year. So again, all the things to weigh out, especially when you don't know if you're going, 5 days before you take a trip. So you got to play all the things out.
Right. That's something we talked about last week on the podcast, which was Jen dropping on me 4 days before she left. She went on a Wednesday. On Sunday, she's like, I'm going to Disney. We can't record on a Wednesday. What are you talking about? What?
Yeah.
What? As the mother on the phone in A Christmas Story says when Ralphie's mom says what happened. And when they were changing the tire, it was Flick's mom calls Flick's mom. What? Okay, thank you. Tangent completed.
That's a tangent.
So we're gonna focus on the MK Day here for this episode, and I wanna, and it's kind of like leading in from last week, right? We said which there was a tease, and now we're here. So we're focused on the Magic Kingdom Day. Where would you like to start?
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I mean, I can kind of just go through the day of what we did, what we saw, all the things. I will say in a future episodes, because this will... Can't tell you which one, but in a future episode, we will discuss dining. But that morning, we did eat at Steakhouse 71 prior to Magic Kingdom. Originally, one of the things that fell into place was an Ohana reservation. And we had locked that in and then started to debate because we were like, wait a minute, how much is Ohana these days? What are they eating? Is this worth it? And also, it's such a short trip. I don't know. And so we got rid of that and went Steakhouse 71 instead. So, but that's a future episode.
Yeah, as a future episode tease, was that Mr. Snidillo's first experience at Steakhouse 71?
Yes.
Okay.
And the kids, and yeah.
Did you have the same attendant at your
I
table?
did not, but I believe our waiter was Tim. And he was very kind and very fun and, a great experience. But more on that in another episode.
Another episode, another time.
Yeah.
All right. But so you parked at the Contemporary is just what...
we parked for our breakfast.
Oh, you parked for your breakfast. Yes, I see. And it just happened to be at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
We parked, though, for breakfast.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. So anyway... I have a funny story about that too. Okay.
Oh.
So more for future episodes.
Yay.
Okay. So the kids agreed that the first ride of the day, it's kind of like oh my God, the Polar Express, where the first gift of Christmas.
Right.
So the first ride of the day was going to be, would you like to take a guess, or do you want to?
It's a good. Maybe everyone should place their bets while I.
They placed their bets. What was our first ride of the day, as chosen and agreed upon by the children?
Okay, so I'm gonna narrow it down to 3. You tell me if I have one of the 3.
Okay.
All right, People Mover for obvious reasons. Pirates, because I feel like we talk about it a little more lately amongst the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small world for Mr. Grandpa.
Small world. You have one correct.
Ooh, one of the three.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Pirates.
And Pirates is your final answer.
Is that your final answer?
Is that your final answer? I'll just say I'll give anyone else a minute to. I know we're on a delay though, so I don't know how much of a minute to give everyone.
You got a minute and a half.
But People Mover and Astro Orbiter coming in as possible first rides of the day. It's never Astro Orbiter, but the first.
Is that a T-shirt? Never Astro Orbiter.
The first ride of the day was, in fact, as stated by Ryan and Frank, Pirates of the Caribbean. Which I will say, as we were walking in, I don't remember who. One of them said either Caribbean. I don't remember which child or which way they said it, but they said Caribbean or Caribbean. I think the 11-year-old, and then the 9-year-old went, what? I thought it's the other version of Caribbean or Caribbean. And I was like, the great debate, guys. And they were like, what? I was like, it's too much to get into right now. So anywho, we made our way over to Pirates. And that was our first ride of the day. After that, I will say, in the airport on Wednesday, when we were getting ready to leave, Mr. Dillo was able to secure a Beacon Barrel reservation.
Ooh, I wondered if Jeffers was on that for you, but
yes. So he had also been looking. I had been looking. I even signed up for the one of those alerts for the dining things, and then Mr. Dillo ended up signing up with a different site for the alerts, and then he got it right away. So, but we had a 6:15 for Beacon Barrel, which I thought would work out well with the parade and the things. So we also knew there might be 2 Pirates rides, and we were trying to figure out how much time to spend over there because we were going to be back and all the things. So we ended up heading towards Fantasyland, passing by the walls, covering up Tom Sawyer's Island and the waters and the things. Anyway, just walled up. On the way, though, I got my picture. Oh, I don't have my phone near me. I got a picture with one of the country bears. A little selfie.
All right.
Just roaming.
Yeah.
They were just out.
All right.
Kids wanted nothing to do with them, and I was like, I'm going to go get a selfie.
Even the 11-year-old didn't want anything.
he was
I know the 9-year-old B doesn't like.
No. But yeah, 11-year-old was also like, now I'm out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get one.
I mean, have you discussed with 9-year-old B who I worked with? Like in terms of I work very closely with. Is she aware of that?
She is not, and I keep thinking about it because I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, the 11-year-old was like, "Hey, I know the deal," because it was in a book, and I was like, "What book is this? What do you mean?" 9-year-old. I feel like she does know, but then sometimes she goes in and out of it, and I'm like, I kind of want to tell you, but but then I was
She'll never talk to me again. Is really my point.
She'll be like, what? I mean, I think she would find it interesting because she was loving, spoiler for later, seeing all the characters strapped in on the floats during the parade and all they're tied down and all the things, but.
I know it's a spoiler for later, but is that technically their first parade? I mean, I guess they saw a little bit of Festival of Fantasy that one time we were at Pecosville, right?
Yeah, I feel like a bigger parade because the 11-year-old had sat through one. The 9-year-old wasn't even born yet, so one that they would remember. Yes, this would probably be. Yeah. Aside from the little caravans, with the block party things, that they've seen as well.
Just to note that Jeffers has the guilt about not really being truly invested in finding a reservation for Beacon Barrel for you. Just so you know.
Well, truth comes out. All right. So anywho, we walk over to Fantasyland, and we went on Small World.
Yeah.
Sent Mr. Grandpa a picture.
Is number 3 People Mover? Did I say the first 3 in order?
No, it is not. Okay. So incorrect. Do you want to guess what number 3 is?
Oh, because you're over Small World. It was Pooh.
It was not.
Oh.
That is the one ride that they did mention wanting to get on, and we didn't go on. So that
I mean,
was
I know
one.
there was a time that the 9-year-old B enjoyed. Right? Am I misremembering that? That 9-year-old B was 9-year-old A is whatever, but about it. But 9-year-old B, didn't she like Winnie the Pooh for a little while? The
Yeah,
ride,
yeah.
the ride.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, you guys want to go on Winnie the Pooh?" Like, I wasn't remembering that, and
We'll go
so
to Winnie
like,
the Pooh.
but they both they both mentioned it, but we didn't end up going on at all, actually. So that was probably the only one. There were plenty of rides we did not get on this day, not get on, just not go on, and that was the only one that they were like, "Oh, we kind of wanted to go on that," and that was like the only one they felt like they kind of missed out on, which is interesting.
I do not know number 3.
Peter Pan, come on.
All right.
Okay,
Did
right,
you do the thing? Because it was a short notice?
Yes. So we did get a DOS pass, which does help with all of these things because at Peter Pan at, I don't know what time this was in the morning, 10, 55-minute wait. So, you know,
Yeah.
but you can do the DOS pass up until like the day you're there, but you still have to call. So we did it like that. We attempted a couple of times, but we got it that morning. So
I got it that
that was
morning. Yeah, I guess because I forgot you came in the day earlier, so that so you could have done it then too. Okay.
Yeah. And we were just waiting forever, and then we would like run out of time for waiting. So, all right. So Pirates Small World, Peter Pan, and Peter Pan was a DOS pass. The other two were not because they were such short waits. Then we were like, let's start walking towards Tomorrowland. We were putting in a Speedway DOS.
Nice.
On the way, got 9-year-old B's first and actually what ended up being only Mickey ice cream bar of the trip.
Oh.
And a little lemonade icy thing for the 11-year-old. And we walked. They were living their best life at that point. We ended up going over to a ride that the 11-year-old had been on once when he was a baby and cried the whole time, and probably everyone hated us. But they have never really been on this ride, which was Carousel of Progress.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
So we got to go 9-year-old B. The walls move. That was her favorite part of the entire thing.
A new favorite for 9-year-old B.
Correct.
The walls move.
The walls move. So I was like, guys, you know what the really great part of this ride is? Like, can you imagine like an August day when it's hot and like you're tired, you just want to sit down in some AC? This is the ride to do that. It's fantastic.
Plant those seeds.
Yes, exactly. But they liked it, and it was, not very full in there, and it was easy to get on. So we did Carousel of Progress, went over to the Speedway, got on that, and smelled the fumes.
Question.
Yes.
How many people in the bleachers?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I
Here we go. Very Merry Christmas party. We do it. We talk about the overlay on the Speedway. We go through all the things. We talk about this real estate of space with the bleachers on the Tomorrowland Speedway. How nobody ever sits there, but it's never going to change because what are you going to do with that space? You're like, no, people there all the time waiting for their families. I said, next time you go there and find out. Fail. You failed.
That was a fail. I wonder, I'll have to go back in my pictures and videos. Do I have any in the background where I can be like, what, is that someone in the bleachers back there? Oh, man, I forgot.
I knew it. I was like, oh, I get to ask about the bleachers.
I was too busy smelling the fumes. A lot of the car I was waiting for, the trunk was open, like they were working on it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it smells extra good over here. So just taking that.
A little more ambiance.
And what else about? I was going to say something else about the Speedway, but I don't remember anymore. Okay, and then after the Speedway, which I will check my pictures and videos to see if anyone's in the bleachers, we went finally to the People Mover. Glorious. What a glorious ride it is. Just taking it all in. It was good. It was a nice little, little mid-morning, close to afternoon.
Yeah, because it was like 70s. I think you were there, right? Was it 70 yet? Still in the 60s? What was it like?
No. It was 70s. It was like in the mornings it was like 50s, 60s, but by this point it was like low to mid 70s on this day. Perfect.
Jeffers with a great suggestion here that next time he goes to the Speedway, he's going to have lunch in the bleachers just to spite me. I mean, should we just have a picnic on the next meetup in the?
I think we should.
I
think we should. And then people will come over. I'm sorry, you can't sit here and eat like this. Sorry. Oh, that's what I was going to say about Speedway. I was online behind a guide with a family to which I got to play. Are you rich? Are you famous? Who are you?
Was it anyone in a Hallmark movie that they were still filming while you were there?
No. Get to that.
Speaking of fails.
Get to that.
Fail of all.
God, I can't. Anywho, after the People Mover, we were thinking originally we would. Okay. Also, originally our plan was a Thursday to Sunday. When I did the bounce back, I did Thursday to Sunday at All Star Music because if you recall, the 11-year-old stated last year, I want to stay at all the resorts, right? So we've been trying to check some, obviously the values. check. And so we had done sports and movies, so we were on to music. And but when the flight deal popped up, we had to switch that from Wednesday to Saturday. And Wednesday there was no availability at music, to which I said to Mr. Snidillo, oh my God, are they upgrading us? No. But they did put us in sports. So we were in sports the first night and then switched to music the next. So originally we were going to have lunch back at the hotel for our little reset time or whatever, but the room wasn't ready. So we instead had lunch at your favorite place, the Starlight Cafe with Sunny Eclipse.
I mean, how was it? How was it over at the counter? Did you see anyone taking the fries that might have fallen out of a tray and just swiping them over to the floor?
I did not. Here's where I think it works. It works when you do mobile order. It works when there is plentiful seating available, which there was. We got a fantastic seat to watch a full set of Sunnies. And so it all worked out okay. I do find not many gluten-free options. What's that about? I don't know what that's about. But but it worked out overall for the lunchtime sitch. After that, I had been watching timing on the Casey's piano player. This has become a favorite of Mr. Snidillo's to watch on the TikTok and things and whatever, specifically a piano player named Grayson. And so he will sometimes watch Grayson play the piano and all this stuff. So we were like, oh my God, what if Grayson is there on this day? And so after leaving, we knew there was about to be a set. So we walked over, could hear the piano. We're like, oh my God, it wasn't Grayson. That piano player sounded very good too, but it wasn't Grayson. So that was a bit of a fail. But then we ended up walking through the Emporium and checking stuff out there. And then headed back to the hotel because we got our room, did a little reset before coming back into the park. I'll pause there for any questions.
Did you elect to move your bags into the car, or did Disney take care of that for you when you switched resorts?
Didn't even think about that. So they were in the car. Yep. And the car. And we took the car.
Right.
To
the aforementioned car. Because you drove. Right. So technically,
yeah.
You were at sports. You checked out of sports. You went to breakfast at the Contemporary. And at some point, you drove back to check into music.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went back to music.
She's lying now. Where was the luggage?
So that was in the car. So here's what
I see. Oh, so what? I'm just going to say it. You don't have to reply. You just raise your eyebrows. That morning, you checked out of All-Star Sports. You went to breakfast at the the Contemporary Resort. I'm going to start over.
Hold on. You have to start over.
So that morning, the morning of your Magic Kingdom day, you checked out of All-Star Sports. You had a reservation at Steakhouse 71. You drove over to the Contemporary Resort. After breakfast, you then found the rest of your morning enjoying the Magic Kingdom. At some point, you may have grabbed your luggage and walked over to a bus that was destined for all-star music. No, am I wrong?
So me and the kids headed towards the bus. Mr. Snidillo headed towards the car just to grab some like hoodies and some, because the temperatures were going to drop. We planned on being there.
Wherever the car was.
Wherever the car was, grab some things, and then met us on the next bus, basically. So it was a very quick, like, reset, at the hotel. So, but we knew that we were going to be in the parks and potentially watching.
Pushing it too far to have a bunch of rolly bags. We're walking over to the
Hi,
sport.
Is this weird? So yeah. But yeah, with the temperature dropping and us potentially watching the parade and stuff that night, we wanted a hoodie and all the things. Obviously, I'm with my hoodie at all times because you never know when I might be cold. But after I moved the car to the TTC, exactly, Jeffers, exactly.
Well, right. I was going to say, what you did was you took the ferry over to the TTC. You grabbed your bags. You took it back to the bus stop from on the ferry, and that's what you did.
I might edit all of this out. So I do see that Val got to see Grayson in December, which I'll be jealous of. And Ryan said seeing Grayson is goals. Ryan, have you seen Grayson as well? See, Frank, you got to get on the Grayson train.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I think I probably have seen social media posts of Grayson, but I don't know Grayson by name.
Yeah. Anywho's, so then
you're gonna, when a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm saying so many times.
Anywho's
today. Today is the Anywho's day.
That was only last week.
Title of this episode. Anywho's, Jen was in the Magic Kingdom.
I was in the Magic Kingdom. Maybe I can try to ask Riverside to pull all the times I say Anywho's in this and put together
an Anywho's montage.
Exactly.
Anywho's.
So when we return, prior to leaving, Mr. Snidillo put in a DOS pass for Tiana's for him and the 11-year-old for when we returned. However, upon returning, the 11-year-old went, you know what? I don't want to go on. So dropped out of that. And me and the 9-year-old B had planned on going to Country Bear Jamboree, which was on their list.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
what is this world?
I mean, and I think again when you make those memories, I think the three kids really enjoyed the updated Country Bears together.
Yep,
and that's it.
Oh yeah,
that's it. So, but it was the 11-year-old who didn't want to do Tiana's either.
Yeah, he was going to, and then was like, "Nah, I don't want to." I don't like it. No, he likes it, but he just dropped out of it then. So we all went to see Country Bear Jamboree and did that. They loved it. Obviously, 9-year-old B coming off her Frozen debut was all excited when they were singing some Frozen songs and all the things. But it's funny how much they get a kick out of that when it was like, so we keep wondering why it wasn't a part of our childhood that much.
Right. And
here we go.
And to say, and we talked about it when we saw it in the summer of what year was that? 24.
24.
Yeah. And that when I remember going, and I think it was only one time that we went, right? But I remember enjoying it. It wasn't like I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't feel the need to go back again.
Yeah. But maybe 9-year-old A will want to go back, and then you'll be back.
No, I would go see that show again.
Yeah,
I enjoy. I know people. I know there's some feelings, but I don't feel like they're as strong as some of the other changes that have been made that you've already mentioned in this episode.
Correct. After Country Bear, timing was interesting for the night. The parade was happening at 7:45 because Magic Kingdom was only open till 9 on this night. So the parade was at 7:45, fireworks at 9 o'clock, Beacon Barrel at 6:15. I'm like, our night is pretty much planned out already, so what are we doing? So after this, we went to Pecos Bill's for dinner, our new favorite quick serve spot.
Yeah.
So we had that. 11-year-old loved the burger. So if anyone is looking for a good burger in Magic Kingdom, he thoroughly enjoyed that Pecos Bill burger.
And I was going to mention this with Starlight Cafe, and I know I am not a fan currently, but we ate at Connections Cafe back at the meetup. I like myself a good quick service hamburger in the parks.
Yeah.
Still to this day. So I'm always happy having one. I mean, this podcast thankfully has expanded our horizons to like Columbia Harbor House that we haven't been to in years and things like that. But at the end of the day, a burger is where I'm at.
Yeah. I see, Jeffers. Anywho's. Oh, my goodness. So after Pecos Bills, with our timing, we knew we could do our second ride on Pirates. So we went back to Pirates. And here is where a story happens. How's my timing? We're already 50 minutes into this first episode. Okay. Haven't even gotten to the parade yet. Let me tell you about an experience I had on waiting on the line for Pirates of the Caribbean. And that was, there was a family in front of us, a husband and wife and their 2 little boys. And they started talking amongst themselves. And I hear them kind of mention Tiana's. And I hear the wife going, no. We're not doing Tiana's. And he's like, I think it'll be fine. It's fine. He then decides to turn around and say, hey, have y'all been on Tiana's? And we just go, yeah. And he goes, is it scary? And I said, no, it's not scary. And he said, what about the drop? And I said, yeah, it's a big drop. The boys were little. Right. I think I overheard one. It might be 3. I'm not sure on that. So I'm like, I mean, it's a big drop. And he's like, all right, but do you really get wet? Or like, because he's really trying to convince his wife to like. And
he doesn't want to go.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you can get, yeah. And she's like, yep, no, I'm not doing it. So like, right after that, the woman in front of them does a turn of, you don't really get wet. I mean, you get a little splashed on the side. I go, oh, do you? Okay. Listen, more power. Go for it. Let's see what happens. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. And he'll be fine on the drop. It's fine. You get a little bit. And it's no big deal. Like, I went on earlier. I got like a little bit on my elbow or what.
Clearly, she didn't listen to the Theme Park Thursday podcast where Jen explained what happened at the very Merry Christmas party.
I should have brought out the photo and gone, this is what I look like after the last one. And I'm going to skip ahead for a moment because cut to a Beacon Barrel later when, you're sharing a table and there are 2 women sitting across from us and they're discussing their time on Tiana's and how they got absolutely soaked on it and were so unhappy by that. And I was like, you see? And I'm not sure what happened to that family, but I would kind of like to know. But I have no idea. But it was just a funny conversation and I loved the woman in front chiming in like I'm the crazy one. I'll show you crazy. Look at this picture.
You want to step outside?
And after Pirates, we tried to check in for Beacon Barrel, but we were a little too early. So we decided to then go over to the Aladdin carpet ride to see if we can get on that. I personally have not been on that ride.
Oh,
so,
wow.
We get online. It's like a 15-minute wait. We're like, oh, this is fine. It'll bring us real close to our reservation. That works out. We get on the line. After a few minutes, all of a sudden, I turn to Mr. Dillo and go, these carpets haven't gone up in the air in a while. And then I see some people turning and leaving, and I go, uh-oh. And then I look, and I round the corner for a second, and I see the management coming in. I go, yeah, we got to go. It's time to go.
It's over.
This is done. So still have not gone on Aladdin's carpet ride or whatever it's called, flying carpets.
Oh, that's. I mean, I know, and again, this is when you could do whatever you wanted back in 2021. When I went on the 4-day 4-park ticket back in May of 2021, on the first trip back, solo trip, I was like, I'm going on the carpets. I never did it. I'm going.
Yeah. And you did that, and then did you go with Mr. Snidillo and the kids? Because he was recalling that's maybe when he went on.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Now that you say that. Yep.
Okay. So still haven't been on. After that, though, we checked in for Beacon Barrel and went there. That will be discussed on another episode
Jeez.
where we'll be doing a deeper dive into this and another lounge I went to while on this short trip. And some comparisons and some thoughts I have from my second time
cold
there.
Night.
This cold night.
It's two Love Actually veiled cold night. One wasn't even the right words, but that's a second Love Actually reference that Jen picks up only because of the tone in which I say.
Only the tone. Yes, exactly. So I had it in my head the whole day. I kept saying, especially with the Beacon Barrel reservation, perfect. We can watch the parade from Frontierland. This will be great.
Are you okay? Are you feeling okay?
Why?
That's what you thought?
Yeah, why? Why is that bad?
Oh, you were thinking I thought you were thinking you just like step out of the Beacon Barrel and.
No,
and
not
watch
from
it.
there.
Right, yeah.
No, but like go over to
walk over.
Frontierland.
I
Yeah,
got you.
because we're like right there. Yeah. So I was like, we'll get Dole Whip and we'll sit and we'll wait for the parade. This will work out perfectly with timing. And so we get our Dole Whips in Adventureland where you're meant to get a Dole Whip. We get them, we walk over, plenty of space available in Frontierland, sit down. We're like, perfect. In my head thinking, hey, that Christmas parade started right here. This is probably where it'll start, right? No. Starts at Main Street.
Can I say, at this time, I will reveal that you have released the footage on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So for the life of me, I'm like, where are you standing? I think I know where you're standing and what you're looking at because of the walls.
Yeah.
But the parade is going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they started Main Street, which I did not know until we sat down in front of, I don't know, one of those random Frontierland storefront areas. I don't even know which one I was in front of. And I was sitting too, so that's why that angle in that video is like that. So I had a lovely lady and her sister sit next to me during this time, and she was the one that told me that the parade was starting the other way. And then we got to chatting, and we were chatting the whole time until the parade came. And so I made a new friend. I didn't tell her about the podcast. And so I did towards the end. I was like, because they were siblings too. It's a missed opportunity. And so I was like, oh, do you guys have like an Instagram for you guys? Because you guys come down here together so much. She's like, no. So I thought that would be my opening, but then they said no. And I was like, okay. But it was a great spot for the parade once it did come down our way. And luckily, I don't feel like we waited too long. I feel like we got our seats probably a little bit after 7. We had some Dole Whip. We remembered to bring a popcorn bucket so that we could get some refills in our popcorn bucket, which was nice. So we did that. So, we were snacking while we were waiting, which worked out really well. And because the parade was at 7:45, which I like and don't like. I like because it was early. No one was really tired or like feeling it or anything. But I don't like it because with the park closing at 9 and the parade at 7:45 and the fire, it's like, the night's over. It's just, you feel like.
What happened?
Yeah.
Let me just say, the Frontierland store's underrated. It's a great place to watch the parades, sure. But also, I think, again, maybe it was summer of 2021. Or no, it was when we went, January 2022, when you were freezing to death. So I went and walked around the Magic Kingdom one more time. And I walked through some of the Frontierland stores after. And I was like, oh, man, I forget. It's themed out so well that I like that. Again, remind yourself sometimes to walk through some of the stores.
Yeah. I did not on this trip, but we sat by them, so that's something. What did you think watching the video of the parade, since you have not seen it in person?
I mean, you're not going to give your opinion on the parade before I say this? Okay, so here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's a good parade, right? It is. The floats are large. I have some questions about the in between the floats. And I texted you one thing. I was like, Tinkerbell on the street? in between the floats. Okay. And which surprised me, but the floats themselves are great. The performers that are in between the floats are great.
Yeah.
The music transitions, the motifs of some of the songs in between are great. It was just in between those floats, I still felt like I needed more. And we said this about the pacing, whether you're at the hub. I mean, it's different everywhere, these parades. And I think Frontierland, it can be tough sometimes because of how they're coming out and what the pacing is and everything like that. But I think I needed something more in the music. But I did like when they put in the Cinderella motif and the Beauty and the Beast motif. But it still seemed really, really quiet in between the floats. That then made me feel like, okay, I'm going to relax, and now I'm engaged. And now I'm relaxed, and now I'm engaged. And that is where I just felt like, listen, Main Street Electrical Parade is up, 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 up. Spectral Magic is spectacle, 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 grandeur, grandeur, grandeur. And so this is lovely. But I still felt like it needed something else to keep the through line going the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when I was editing the video, I do a little some taking out some of that dead air time
Oh, you even did
because
that. Yeah.
yeah, because I didn't even realize. I mean, I think I did while I was there, but the spacing between at times felt like, did you guys get caught up doing something, or where are you? Like, why are we not right here immediately? And sometimes those things happen, so who knows? That could have been a thing. But yeah, I do think, for recent nighttime parades that we've seen are really the holiday and the Halloween. Yeah. And we were so spoiled with that Booty-oo, with just so much going on and in between included. And I agree, everything in between was great and the floats were pretty and everything was good. But yeah, there are these times where the spacing is weird, and it is hard to compare when you know the previous nighttime parades and how big the music can feel. The music did not feel big enough there.
Yeah.
I liked the parade. It was really pretty. Kids loved it. They thought it was like the best thing ever. I mean, if I could have, I tried to sneak some shots of 9-year-old B's face, but she kept catching me and then pulling at me. What happens when people catch me taking it, or I catch people taking a picture of me and make a face, and that's what she was doing. But like her face of like wonder looking at everything was like priceless. So all of that stuff. I mean, 11-year-old loved it. He's like, best parade ever. So nothing bad about it. It's just if you start dissecting or comparing it to some others, you're like, well, what about right here? What are we doing here? Yeah.
No, and Lewis is saying, that it's kind of cool seeing the floats coming. 100%. I haven't seen it, but 100. I would totally agree based on other things.
Yeah.
Dancers between the floats were kind of interesting too. I thought they were great. I love what came after the Frozen stuff. That went into the Cinderella motif, and then after I guess it was like more of a princess float that then did the Beauty and the Beast stuff. Like, I was like, oh, cool. So I have no complaints about that. I just think when you have the Main Street Electrical Parade theme, the dun da 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 dun da da da, like that the whole time, it doesn't matter how long it takes for the next float to come down. You're like, it's hopping.
Yeah.
Spectral Magic just was the grandeur of that, of the dun da 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 da, like. That you knew something magical was coming next.
Yeah.
I felt this was a nice, calm, peaceful thing in between, and again, the performances were lovely. I'm really boiling it down to the music.
Yeah. No, and the music wasn't making me feel like how the other ones can. Yeah.
And I had listened to on I think the soundtrack for Starlight Parade's on Apple Music. So I had listened to it, and I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like that I broke it down into the different floats, and cool to see Asha. Cool to see, is it Asha or Asha? No,
Asha.
Asha. And cool to see the Encanto float and Moana, and like, I think we could get Raya. I'm just saying, but
poor Raya.
I mean, So I love that movie so much,
Hmm.
and uh, I just think that and it's just getting started. So there's room
Yeah.
for growth, I
Yeah.
think, as well.
Yeah. And again, it's comparing it because we know
Yeah.
previous things and have things to compare it to, and then you look at the kids and they're like, "This is the greatest thing ever," and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
then what do I know?
Obviously, yeah. They have never seen a nighttime parade
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
Uh, they're just the best.
yeah,
They
yeah.
are. They're the best.
Exactly.
And and I like myself a good daytime parade, but
Hmm.
there's just something different about the nighttime parades in the Magic
Yes.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's just the way of it.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So, question. Well, before you wrap up, no, you tell me your wrap up first, and then I'll ask you a question.
Oh, our original plan was that we would probably be seeing the fireworks because we're in Magic Kingdom.
Uh huh.
And we have seen the fireworks plenty in previous years from places like the Polynesian and elsewhere. But I'm like, yay, we're here. After the parade, though, the 11-year-old said, I'm kind of tired.
Hmm.
Can we not go on, not do the fireworks? And we were like, yeah, you don't do. And then 9-year-old B was like, yeah, I don't really want. I'm like, no, we don't want to stay there for the fireworks. And then I tell Mr. Dillo, he's like, what? We're not staying for the fireworks. But there was an agreement prior that maybe we would sneak in a people mover ride before the fireworks. So I'm like, are we still doing the people mover? And they said yes. So I'm like, all right, a nighttime people mover and then we're out. They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we did the nighttime people mover, got all the feels. Tempting to go, the fireworks are about to start. Can we just stay on this the
Keep
whole
it going.
time? And we did notice as we were getting off, there was a couple that probably did that because they were like, oh man, they did it. Should we go back? But we didn't. So when we did a nighttime people mover, which again, I got a day and night people mover ride, fantastic. I got all the feels there.
Hmm. Hmm.
And as we were exiting, we got to exit the park the way they bring us in for the parties, that little
Oh,
that little
interesting.
way
Yeah.
to avoid Main Street because the
Hmm.
fireworks were about to start. So as we were leaving,
Happy with that, or disappointed not to walk through Main Street and do a look back at the end?
I mean, that was a little tough.
Hmm.
That was
No Emporium
bit,
walkthrough.
a little bit tough. That we didn't do it. We were like, no, can we see? We can't see anything. Because then we went out the left tunnel.
Yeah.
Mr. Steindl was trying to go. I was like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm trying to see the castle. I can't I'm like, I know, but we can't get over there. I gotta go this way. So we didn't get the look back. But when we got to the monorail to head back to the Contemporary, let's just face it, we're going back to the Contemporary at the end of the night. We were at the top and they started the music, and I was like, oh, it's starting. So as we were driving away in the monorail, we got to see the fireworks. I mean, that's a nice view. That's
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
And when
Hmm.
we got back to Contemporary, I watched the rest from the parking lot and got some, the end of it there. So that was good. But all in all, a glorious Magic Kingdom day, and book ended with some contemporary visits, and so that was nice. But you had a question, did you?
Well, I did have a question, but it was pertaining to the whole trip. But
Hmm.
the this trip was a surprise to the 9-year-old B and the 11-year-old.
Yes.
You did share with me a photo, but I kind of want like, how much can you share about the moment in which you surprised them when they
Yeah.
woke up that morning?
Yeah. So we had been playing out like, what are we gonna say? How are we gonna do it? And then of course I was like, I don't think I can give a straight face. So normally these kids are up a little after 6 every morning. And we like to take our time getting up. So like we hear them, but they're like also in their rooms hanging out. Like they're not like up, or at least out like eating or anything. And so we will, be stragglers, and like Mr. Snidillo will get up and like take the dog out, but he won't do that until like 6:45. Sometimes we push it to 7 where we're like, we got to get up. What are we doing? So we go out there to the kitchen at like 6:35. I don't know. And they come out and they're like, first the 9-year-old B was like, "Are you making breakfast?" And then the 11-year-old comes out. He's like, why are you guys up? I'm like, we're always up at this time. We're just, sometimes not out here. He's like, no, something's fishy. No, why are you guys up? And I was like, man, just this is what I got. So then Mr. Snidillo said, because we say it all the time, like, it feels like an Epcot day. It feels like a Disney. Why aren't we in Disney? They will say it. We will say it. All the things. And so he said, well, we were just thinking that it doesn't really feel like a school day. It feels like a Disney day. And they were like, yeah. And then he said, so do you guys think we should go to Disney today? And they said, yeah. And he's like, all right, let's go. And they were like, what? And he's like, oh, we're going to go to Disney today. And they were like, wait, what? Wait, what? Seriously? And then there were expressions, and the 9-year-old B was jumping up and down. The 11-year-old walked away for a moment and then came back. And I was like, I knew something was up. And then, but yeah, pure joy and excitement on their faces. And then we're like, here's your packed bags that we hid last night. And here's, and because we had a 10 a.m. flight, so we were leaving the house kind of around the time we would be leaving for school anyway. So we're like, all right, so like maybe pack some stuff that you want on the plane and we'll eat some food and we're going to get out of here. And they're like, wait, what? Like for real? And then the whole time they're like, are you lying to us? Are you lying?
Where's the trust?
And I was like, that would be, even like driving to the airport, getting to the airport. They're like, we're like, this would be the meanest joke ever. Why would we ever do this to you or us? We would never. So they kept like playing into that. Even when we landed, they're like, all right, so we drove to Disney. So now we're going back to the airport. I'm like, yeah. Now I will say when we got to the airport, because I wasn't doing my typical, I had a list, but not the typical list. And I wasn't talking to them to even think about it. That when we got to the airport, we realized they had left the things that they sleep with. Like they're so it was like a bit of a moment. They were like, oh my God, I don't have, we were like, oh God, we didn't even think about those things. And we're like, it's gonna be fine. They're like, no, we've never slept away from them. It's gonna be fine. And so we were like, well, when we get down there, I guess you'll just have to get some sort of stuffy or something to sleep with. So that's one thing we're already buying you. Okay, great. So that was a thing. But luckily funny. They recovered, and it was only 3 nights away. So they were okay.
No, I mean, that's a good one. I don't know. Yeah, like I think similarly, I don't think we could pull a fast one on 9-year-old A. Yeah. In similar fashion, but they didn't pull a thing like me when I got my 40th birthday present to fantasy camp and was like, I gotta work, I can't go to
I mean, I was doing that for the 11-year-old because, well, they had Monday off for Martin Luther King Jr. They went to school Tuesday, but that Friday before and that Tuesday, he was coming up, I'm in a group project. I got this test. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? So I was messaging all of his teachers like the day before. So he was going to school assuming he's taking like 1 or 2 tests that day. And I told him, I'm like, I think you're going to have to make them up when you get back. But I already cleared it, with your teachers. They already know. But yeah.
All right. Well, we have much to discuss still on Jen's trip report. It might have been only 2.5 days, but we're getting at least 3, probably 4 episodes out of this. We got some eating, some dining to discuss, some lounge visits. We got some rental car discussion to have. We got to fix at some point. Talk about the music. Yeah, there's a lot to add here along the way. Yep. As Jen now had full Disney blues because 24 hours later she was in a snowstorm.
Ugh, the worst.
Couldn't even go see Mamma Mia on Broadway like we suggested that was going to happen last week. We went.
You went.
Mrs. Dillo and 9-year-old A.
Oh my God. The kids were like, wait, are we not going? It's like, guys, look outside. Like, Do you see can you see the street? It's not looking good.
No. But that will wrap things up here on this podcast episode of Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. Until next time, she's Jen, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces. The Dillos Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo-Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillos Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillos Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, dillosdiz.com.